Hey everybody, I wanted to hop on here and kind of step you through the Moveable Do exercise in case you are still having trouble on this assignment. So here we go. I'm going to make myself smaller and we are going to head on over and do this assignment together for those of you who might be having a bit of trouble. Okay, so here is on Google Classroom, here is the assignment and it gives you instructions and you click on this to go to the video. All assignment videos are also posted in my YouTube channel, and I gave you instructions kind of in your general information and in emails about how to access that. So if you can't get the video to play from Google Classroom, go to my YouTube channel and play it there. And then here is where you would click to get your Google Slides assignment. I've already got one pulled up here. And when you come into here, the first slide is actually just kind of a review. It goes from the bottom to the top, okay, and shows you the pattern in our solfege scale. Solfege just means do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. It just means those syllables. So the distance between do and re is a whole step. And a whole step, I'm going to show you on this other thing. See the piano here? A whole step just means that instead of going just this note to the one next to it, and you'll notice that at the top of the keyboard you have white, black, white, black, white, black, white, 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 black, white, black, white, white, black, white. See that pattern, how there's like 3 white keys with 2 black keys together and 4 white keys with 3 black keys together, okay? That pattern only happens at the top of the keyboard. So at the bottom of the keyboard, if you look where my mouse is, there's only white ones. So anytime I'm talking about going to the next note, I'm talking about at the top of the keyboard. So if you're on C, you're going to slide up the note to the top, and the note next to it, well, B would be before it, but the one next to it on the other side will be this black key that can be called 2 names, C sharp or D flat. They're both the same note. When you push that note on the piano, you hear the same note, but it has 2 names. So when I slide up this C key, if I go to the note next to the C, that's a half step. But if I go all the way, if I go over that note next to it to the next one, that's a whole step. So let's go back up here to this first one. So to go from do to re, we can't go to the note right next to it. We have to go over that note to the note on the other side to get a whole step. From re to mi, we can't go to the note next to it. We have to go over the note next to it, kind of hop over it, and go to that next note to get a whole step. But then from mi to fa, we go right to the note next to it for the half step. From fa to so, it's a whole step again, so you'll have to hop over the note on the piano. From so to la, it's a whole step again. You have to hop over. La to ti, a whole step again. You'll have to hop over a note. Ti to do, the high do, is a half step again. So in this pattern, we only have 2 half steps. From mi to fa is a half step, and from ti to do is a half step. Now, on slide number 2, all I did was take that graphic of the do, re, mi's and the arrows and turn it onto its side. See, it was up and down. I grabbed that top do with the little apostrophe, the little comma to the top on there. I grabbed that up here and I turned it down like that. See where my mouse goes? I grabbed that do and I turned it down. So this is the low do at the bottom of the page on the first slide, and this is the high do at the top of the page on the first slide. Between low do and re, we said it was a whole step. So you would click on the box that says step, because our instructions say, what is the pattern of the scale in whole steps and half steps? Well, we just looked at the pattern of the scale in whole steps and half steps here. So you can go back and look at that and remember, from bottom to top, gets turned on its side, and then it's bottom to top, right? So do to re is a whole step. We click in this box here, then double click inside the box to type. And you can type whole. See, now it says whole step between do and re. Between re and mi, let's go back and look. Between re and mi was a whole step. So we click the box, we double click inside the box, and we can write whole. Between mi and fa, what kind of step is that? Well, mi and fa is one of the two places where we have a half step, between mi and fa and between ti and high do. So we come over here and we click that box and we double click and we type half. Now, to save time, if you want, you can just click in there and put a W for whole and an H for half. Okay? So between fa and sol, right here, we can go back and look at slide 1. Fa to so is a whole step. So we would click that, double click inside of it. You can just put a W or you can do out the whole word whole. Okay, from so to la. Go back and look at our pattern. So to la, a whole step. Click in the box, double click inside the box, a whole step. From la to ti. Over here, la to ti, a whole step. So we come back to this one, click the box, double click the box, whole step. Now, ti to do is our only other one. Remember, mi to fa is a half step, and ti to do is a half step. Let's go back here and look just to make sure. There it is. Ti to do is a half step. So we'll click on that box, we'll double click inside, and we'll do half in that box. Now you're done with this slide. You don't have to push save. It saves automatically in your drive. Now, and I'll be able to view it too. Whatever you do, I can view. I just don't know until you turn it in that you've done it. So then we go over here and we click on slide 3. Now we're going to apply what we just learned. Using the pattern for scale, if C is do, this little phrase right here is the only thing that changes this slide from slide 4, slide 5, and slide 6. You have to pay attention to this little phrase right here. If C is do, type in the letter names in the gray boxes under the solfege symbols. Well, Mrs. Davis just gave you the answer to 2 boxes because it says if C is do. So I'm going to click on the do boxes first, double click inside the box and put a C there. Both do's. If C is do, then all do's are C. Okay? So we have all of these, you have both do's at both ends being C. Now let's come look at this piano down here. Now I'm going to click on that re there because that's what we're looking for next. Remember, between do and re is a whole step. So let's remember what I told you at the beginning. If we go a whole step, we have to hop over the note next to the note we're on. So we're on do, which is C, and we're going to see my mouse down here on this piano key C. I'm going to slide the cursor up. Slide that little arrow up the thing so I can be at the top. Because remember I told you we have to be at the top for this because we have to include the white and the black keys. And for a whole step, we would hop over the note next to it and land on this one. You can't go to the next note. That's a half step. We have to go half step and then whole step to get to our whole step. So we hop over C sharp, D flat, and we land on D. That is re. I'm going to click in the box. I'm going to double click in the box, and I'm going to put a D there. Now I'm on D for re, and I know that the distance between re and mi is a whole step from what we did earlier on slides 1 and 2. So between re and mi, it's a whole step again. I'm going to slide up that D key. I'm going to hop over the black key next to it and land on E. So I would put E in the mi. Between mi and fa is a half step. So I'm on E. I'm going to slide up E, that's me, and I go right next to it. There's no black key there. But it doesn't matter because F is the note right next to E. So that's a half step. So I put an F there. Between fa and so is a whole step. So I slide up F, I hop over the note, and I land on G. So I would put G under sol. Between so and fa is a whole step. So I slide up G, hop over the note, and down to A. So la is A. Between la and T is a whole step. So I'd slide up the A key, hop over the black key, and land on B. Now we've already got C in the do thing, but let's just double check it to make sure we've done everything correctly. If I slide up B, I only need a half step because remember between mi and fa and between T and do, Those are our half steps. So we slide up B, we go to the note next to it, and sure enough, it lands right on B because that's a place where there's no black key. Now you can see that the C to C, when Do is C, that pattern on the keyboard is perfect because we never have to use these weird black keys with the sharps and the flats, okay? So what happens is that when we use these, it lands just right to stay on those white keys. But that's only when C is Do, okay? Let's go to slide 4. Using the pattern for a scale, if F is Do, Mrs. Davis just gave you the answer to the Do's. F on this Do, F on that Do. And then we follow our pattern. Between Do and Re is a whole step. Remember, this is the same pattern that we have in slides 1 and 2. Between Do and Re. So we have to find an F. Here's this first letter on the keyboard is an F. Okay. I'm going to slide up because we always use the top of the keyboard. I need a whole step, so I'm going to hop over the key and land on G. So Re is G. Okay, then I have Me. From Re to Me is a whole step. We'd slide up on G, hop over a note, land on A. From Me to Fa, this is our only half step, right? Well, one of two. Me to Fa, T to Do. Those are our half steps, right? So Me to Fa, we go from A, we slide up, and we go right to the note next to it. Do you see how it says A sharp and B flat? A hashtag means sharp, the little b means flat, okay? So A sharp and B flat, either one is correct, but we already have an A. Me is A. So it would get confusing if it said F, G, A sharp, right? We want to go in alphabetical order. And the music alphabet goes up to G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then starts over again. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, just like that. It just over and over again, right? So when I started on F, I go to G, and then the alphabet starts over again at A, B. So I want to use the one that has a B in it. So instead of A sharp, I would use B flat here. From B flat, from Fa to So is a whole step. So I start on B flat, I slide up to the top of the keyboard, and I hop over the note next to it, and I landed on C because I had to hop over this white B key. So then I'm on C, so So is C. From So to La is a whole step. We slide up So, slide up C, hop over the black key, and land on the D. La to T is a whole step. Slide up the D, hop over the black key, and land on the E. Now, from T to Do, this is our other half step, right? So we need to slide up the E. Oh, right next to it is the F. That is the half step from E to F. And so F is our Do, and that one is correct. Now, we're going to go on to slide 5. Using the pattern for a scale, if G is Do, Mrs. Davis just gave you the two Do's. Go to both of the Do boxes and type in G. Now, our pattern is the same. Do to Re is the whole step. So we find our G here. It doesn't matter which one you use because the patterns all stay the same, but I'm just going to use the first one I come to. So here is G. I'm going to slide up the keyboard. I'm going to hop over the note next to it because I need a whole step, and I'm going to land on A. So Re is A. Okay, so Re is A. From Re to Me is a whole step. You slide up the A, you hop over the key next to it, and land on B. From Me to Fa is a half step. I'd slide up B, land on C. Because C, half step, nothing in between it. You don't have to hop over anything. It's right next to it. From B to C, half step. Okay, from Fa to So is a whole step. Slide up the C, hop over the note next to it, and land on D. From So to La is a whole step. Slide up the D, hop over the note next to it, land on E. From La to T is a whole step. Slide up the E, hop over the note next to it, which happens to be F, and land on this note, this black note that says F sharp and G flat. Alphabetically, we have G, A, B, C, D, E, F is what we need in this box. So we would use the key, the name of the key that has an F in it. We have F sharp. And then from T to Do is a half step. From F sharp to G. Half step. Let's see how we're up here. Go right to the one next to it. So we are correct. Let's look at slide 6. Using the pattern for a scale. If D is Do, Mrs. Davis just gave you the answer to 2 of the boxes. So let's put D in the Do boxes. And we come back here to Re. I'm going to go, first D I find is this one. Okay, so Do is on D. The distance from Do to Re is a whole step. Okay, so I'm going to slide up on that D. I'm going to go over a note because you have to do that for a whole step. And come down on E. Re is E. From Re to Me is a whole step. E, slide up. I got to hop over F to get to this F sharp G flat. Now alphabetically, A, B, C, D, E, F. So I have to use the name for it that has an F in it, which happens to be F sharp. From F sharp, Me to Fa is a half step. So I'm just going to go on this F sharp and I'm going to go right next to it, G. So Fa is G. Click on that box. There you go, G. From Fa to So is a whole step. So I go G, slide up, and hop over the note A. So is A. From So to La is a whole step. So I'd slide up A, which is So, and I'd hop over the note and land on B. From La to T is a whole step. So I slide up B, I hop over the note next to it and land on this black key, C sharp and D flat. Now, which one do I use? Do I use the C sharp or the D flat? Well, let's look. We've been using D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So I'm going to use the one that has a C, which is C sharp. And one way you can double check yourself, if there's more than one note in the scale that has a sharp or flat, then all of the notes in the scale will also be sharp or flat. So, so when you have one, you can't have like an F sharp and a C flat. Okay, you won't have that. You won't have like one of them be a sharp and one of them be a flat in the same scale. Okay, I hope that this makes it a little bit easier for you. You do not have to push the share button with me. All of your changes are saved in your Google Drive. When you do them, it'll say it up here. You can even check. You can see document status on this little cloud, and it says all changes saved to Drive. Okay. Then you would go back to your Google Classroom assignment. Where is it? There it is. Okay. And when you click on, when you click in your assignment, in the Google Slides assignment, I don't think it does it in the Google Slides. On yours, you should have a button up on the right-hand side that says Turn In. So after you have answered all of this, the things on the slide, you'll come back to this instructions and you'll click the Turn In button. And that lets me know that you have completed all your answers and it's time for me to grade it. I hope that this makes it a little bit easier for you. If you want to, you can open up yours and watch this video while you are doing yours. You can do it along with it so that you really kind of get an understanding of Moveable Do. If you complete it and you're still like, I sort of understand this, but not completely, don't worry about it. We'll get it later. It's okay. This is a little bit trickier concept to get our brains wrapped around. I hope this makes it easier for you though, and I hope you have a great day.